Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Jad Bharat continues discussing with King Rahugana and says to him, saying that if one contacts a pure devotee who is renounced and gets his association and serves him to please him, then that sannyasi, renounced devotee, imparts transcendental knowledge by using which a living entity can cut the tie of this material world. Spiritual knowledge functions like a hatchet, axe, to cut the connection to cycle of birth and death. When a person obtains knowledge, spiritual knowledge from a pure devotee, then person leans towards spiritual life, thus thinks about transcendental activities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, thus marches towards liberation. But the problem in this world is it's very difficult to obtain a pure devotee. Everybody is not lucky enough to meet, and have association of a pure Vaishnava devotee. The reason for this, their misfortune is they only desire to enjoy material sense gratification. Because almost everyone is desirous for material sense gratification, Maya controls their mind, thus engages them in pravritti marg, means household life, where earning and spending and mental tension is available. The position of a householder then becomes like a person who is interested in doing business to earn money. So such person enters in the forest-like cities and towns, moves around towns, states, and nations to earn money, make money, to enjoy life. Goal is enjoyment, material enjoyment. That's why he moves around. Due to this mindset, Maya changes their vision and covers their vision with goodness, passion, and ignorance. Thus, they go stray from path of liberation and forget why they were given birth as human beings on earth. They helplessly move in this jungle of material existence. That's why they do not experience any peace. Sasantim adhigacchati. Peace is available only to a devotee. When somebody is peaceful, then he can enjoy. Because they are engaged in material sense gratification, they carry on taking birth in 8,400,000 categories of species of life for unaccountable births. Means so many births. Thus, remains bereft of liberation. Jad Bharat further says, when a person enters in this jungle-like material world, he finds, so this jungle is filled with bushes and creepers, trees, so many categories of plants, and sees 6 dacoits, plunderers, that is 5 senses and the mind. Because his motto in life is to enjoy sense gratification, his intelligence also works reverse. Don't help him. Then he sees many looters, because in the jungle there are looters, plunderers, who loot like a shepherd who has many sheep or goats. A wolf comes and pulls one of the sheep away while the attention of the shepherd is away. Similarly, these wolves and jackals are like children and wife in the house. And without knowing of the person, they loot his earned money and spend it. Sometimes person himself gives and spends the money for wife and children, the over expenses, not knowing, not aware that he is overspent like that. They are like that. In this forest, he finds so many cruel horseflies, mosquitoes, and becomes tormented, disturbed by them. Sometimes while being disturbed, he sees a beautiful city of Gandharvas for pleasure and forgets the problem given by horseflies and mosquitoes. Sometimes he sees glittering comet or meteor. And engages in making money. Sometimes he sees people, unwanted people, who behave the way he does not like, but still he has to tolerate because this is business he's doing. In business, you have to tolerate other businessmen who, even though don't like their behavior, he feels pain inside like mosquito bites. They're like mosquitoes and cruel horseflies. But he thinks about his family and his wife, and with fantasy, he forgets all this problem. So that family is like city of Gandharvas to make him forget the problems. Sometimes he sees comets or glittering meteor like gundas, thugs who come and plunder him, loot him. Even though he knows that neither him nor his family is permanent, so many are dead in front of his eyes too. But still, he don't care about death. He wants to just enjoy. He feels his wife is so beautiful, his lady is so nice, his children are so good, the grandchildren, even great-grandchildren, even become so old having great-grandchildren, still he wants to enjoy. How stupid person becomes. That is called the play of Maya. Difficult to overcome this material world. Very difficult. Even though he experiences more loss than income, still he does not understand that this material world is just for trouble. Then he moves around being attached to his family members here and there, and faces the tornado, dusty storm, dust whirlwind, which covers the directions and falls in the eyes, cannot even open his eyes because of the dust. And cannot even recognize which direction he is walking now because the eyes are closed to the dusty storm. Similarly, being mesmerized by the family and copulation with his lady, he becomes blinded by lust and don't know why human birth was given, what direction he's walking. He don't even know that he should not be touching his lady when she's passing through menstrual period. He does not know what to do, what not to do. Being blinded, he accumulates sin because he touches that lady and commits sin. One after another becomes sinful person. Even though he thinks, feels inside his heart that somebody from up in the sky, superpower, is watching his acts, still he don't care. That is called ego. I don't care. One of my devotees told me that he was told by a person to whom he was telling something good. He said, I don't care. Even if I die, I want to enjoy. It's not the play of Maya. Just see. Sometimes devotees, they don't care. They say they don't care. And they claim to be devotees. Sometimes he hears the sound of unseen crickets. And at night, he hears screams coming from an owl, ferocious, fearful screams coming from an owl, by which he becomes very pained and disturbed. Sometimes he becomes tormented by hunger and goes to take shelter of the trees which are thorny, have no fruits, thorny trees. And when he becomes tormented by thirst, he runs towards mirage, which is not water, and becomes very disturbed. he feels that his own people, family members, are backbiting, talking bad about him from behind, and he finds out, he feels very irritated. They are like crickets making sounds and irritating sounds. So those sounds of backbiting irritates him. Sometimes his enemy comes to yell at him in front of everybody. He becomes insulted and very sad, becomes pained in the heart. That is like sound from the owl compared to the sound of the owl. Then he runs towards help from his friends who do not help him on time. That is like taking shelter under a thorny tree which cannot help except pricking him. No fruits in under it. When he runs around everywhere, he ends up in a dry river to quench his thirst. Because he copulated so many times with his lady, he got a bigger family, and he has to work hard, earn money to satisfy, supply needs of his big family, falls short. So he goes and begs from miser people. But he does not know they are miser, but they are misers who do not want to give him anything. They don't even want to give any charity because they are misers by nature. That is like a dry river who cannot quench thirst. Sometimes rivers are seen, many rivers, they dry off. They fill with water in rainy season, but they become dry later on in summer season and so. Sometimes he enters in the forest and gets caught by forest fire, gets burnt, blisters from forest fire. And it's like when he earns money and enters in the family life, forget paying tax of the government. So the government officers come and against his will, they take account and take the money. Against his will. They are compared to forest fire which blisters him. So becomes very sorrowful and falls in illusion. But what can he do? He got family. Wife or lady is very attractive. Opposite gender, either male or female, both of them are same. Because I'm a male, I talk about male. You should understand same rules are applied for females. If you copulate too much, you produce children, and you are a female, you have to earn money and supply is problem in the house, like that. So he becomes drowned in lamentation and illusion. But because he got a house, he got a wife, opposite gender in the house, becomes mesmerized and forgets all problems. That is fantasy. Wow, I will enjoy my wife so good. I will enjoy my husband in this way, in this way, in this way, in that way. Like that. I don't know, but they may be thinking that way. Padam padam yadapi padam na tesamna. Every step there are problems in this world. Even though faces problems in this world, after so much of tension and irritation and upsetness, comes back to his house and sees the opposite gender, the spouse, forgets everything. That is called Maya's play. Sometimes he becomes so upset, he even faints due to lamentation. He takes a vacation, goes in picnic and with his family and goes away thinking, let me forget everything. Sometimes he climbs on the hills and gets pricked by thorny bushes, get cut, and experiences misery. So the thorny bushes, climbing hills means supplying to the extended family. Spouse, big family, children, grandchildren, big family, attraction, granddaughter, great-grandchildren, something like that. That is like climbing hill. But they're getting pricked by bushes, thorny bushes, means children suck money, wife takes money, spouse removes money, like that. Sometimes has difficulty to supply sufficiently. He reaches his friends to get help who don't want to help because they have their own family. Who will help whom? Everybody is motivated in this world. So he tolerates them. Sometimes he becomes very angry and yells at his family. Very angry. But what can he do? That he's the cause. He's the cause to extend the family. He's the cause to have a family. But he yells at them and fights quarrels. That's why there are so many divorces seen in this world today. Because uncontrolled senses. Even children don't want to stay at home because they also want independency and go away. Parents search for the child. What can they do? Child also don't want to stay because parents always yell at the house. He or she wants. So this is the play of Maya. Maya keeps the person in illusion all the time. Except a devotee, everybody experiences this trouble. Devotee becomes immune, has immunity power. Even though diseases come, immunity fights back and throws out the disease. It's like that. Devotees also face trouble, but they can tolerate them because they got that spiritual potency in them. Their mind is dedicated to Lord Krishna. If they are sincere in devotion. I remember this. We had a contractor who would take contract to cook feast because my habit is to feed people. So people I don't want because Brahmins and sadhus from Vrindavan. So we have big feast for whole Vrindavan. Will come laddus, sweet balls, and puris, and sabji, and like that. So many things, items cooked. So we had this contractor. He would come here, the big shop, and he comes with his men, and he cooks whole night. 300 kilos of sugar worth of sweets are made. 3 huge bags, 100 kilos, 220 pounds each bag. 1 bag, 220 pounds, and 3 whole bags, we cook sweets. That is the, because that much sweets are required to feed the Vrindavan sadhus. So this man cooked for me for, I think, 17 years. He would cook a day before he will come, cook whole day, whole night and whole day, half day. So about 35 hours he would cook with 10, 20 people, and all these utensils are rented. So one day this man came, I was sitting and chanting japa. He came and paid his obeisances. He's a Brahmin. We only engage Brahmins. So he paid his obeisances, about 55 years old man, and looked at my face. He said, Swāmīji, why did I get married? He said that. Swāmīji, he's shaking his head like that. Swāmīji, why did I get married? See, he's 55 years old. He got his children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Only youngest one is not married that time. Now maybe married. The 2 sons were married already. See, got me a long ago married. I don't know when. I never went to their house because I said, what happened? No, Swāmīji, I made a mistake, very big mistake. Why my brain intelligence got carried away. At that time, my parents were arranging marriage, and I did not say no. I wanted to know what happened. Can you tell me what happened? Why you are talking? Because you're 17 years you're cooking for me those days. Till that point is 17 years. So I asked, no, Swāmīji, I was sleeping deep and my wife brought a scissors and cut my shikha, ponytail in my back of the head, devotee's cap. He's a Brahmin. So he had a ponytail and shikha got cut because she don't want shikha. She's a modern lady. Because modern daughter-in-laws have come to the house. In India, a family lives together. I said, you know, you're going to become a grandfather now. You cannot complain. You have to live with your problem. So this is the problem person creates. Becomes householder. Tulsidas says, दिन का डाकनी रात का बाघिनी पलक पलक रही चूसे दुनिया सब बोरा होके घर घर बाघिनी पूसे. People have become maddened. That's why they get married. In every house there is one tigress who acts as tigress in the daytime, making the guys spend money. And at night time, Dakini means witch, sucks his blood in form of copulation. So, because I'm a man, so I talk about man, but it is also for women. Work hard daytime, then, spend money in the house, husband and children, and then, in the night time, he sucks the blood of the woman, having copulation and all that thing that's going on. Poor same thing. Maya mari na man mari, mari mari gaye sarir, asa Kṛṣṇa na mari kah gaye das. There is another. Maya and mind, 2 people don't die unless you want them to be controlled. So when you become devotee, Maya runs from you, mind stays under control. You become a devotee, sincere devotee. If you don't become devotee, you are always in trouble. You will experience trouble. Devotee means a sincere devotee. One who is not sincere, he is just a fake heretic. He is a cheat, bluff. It's not called devotee. Yo anyatha santi atmanam anyatha pratipadyate. Human birth is given to please God, serve God, to obtain liberation. That is why human birth is given to us. But if instead of using for liberation, we use for material life, anyatha pratipadyate, we are going stray from spiritual power. And we are created trouble by Maya, keeping us in the cycle of birth and death till unaccountable number of births. Let us become devotee of Kṛṣṇa and have peace of life. Thank you very much.